Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Rockford police released new information on yesterday's deadly shooting and crash downtown. Shots were fired from an SUV reported stolen out of Chicago.
A Rockford grocery store that closed years ago gets new life. Owners tell us their plans for the Broadway business.
And RPS 205 holds a job fair focused on hiring substitute teachers. It comes as Illinois reports shortages across the state. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
We have new information in the fatal shooting and car crash in downtown Rockford.
Yesterday morning, police were first called to First Avenue and Charles Street for a crash. Officers found a 26-year-old man shot. Investigators say he's Joshua Ewing. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Before the crash, someone called police to report a shooting near Chestnut and Winnebago Streets. Witnesses saw a person in a white SUV shoot out of the window toward the victim's car. That SUV was reported stolen out of Chicago. Police found it empty a short time after the attack. No one is in custody. If you know anything about the shooting, call Rockford Police or Rockford Area Crime Stoppers. A 16-year-old is arrested after he's accused of a Rockford crime spree. Police were called yesterday for a carjacking on Welty Avenue, just north of State Street. Officers were told two women, a 73-year-old and 82-year-old, were inside a car when that teen got into the back seat, took out a gun, and threatened the women. The teen hit the driver and took the keys from her, but he couldn't get her out of the car. He drove away in a car reported stolen out of Rockford.
10 minutes later, the teen parked the stolen car on North 2nd Street near Nicholas Conservatory. He then pointed a gun at a 57-year-old man sitting in his car and demanded his keys. The teen then took off in that vehicle. Officers located the car a short time later on Forest Hills Road. As they attempted to stop it, the driver hit one of the squad cars as the car fled. It eventually was stopped and police caught him thanks to a police canine on Berkshire Court. The teen is charged with various crimes, including aggravated vehicular hijacking, aggravated possession of a stolen vehicle, aggravating fleeing to elude, and hit and run. Investigators also reviewed a drive-by shooting in December on Franklin Place near Harlem Boulevard. They identified the same teen as the suspect. He's charged with aggravated battery with a firearm and possession of a stolen vehicle in that case.
After starting out as rain, snow took over in parts of the state line. Some areas got more than others, a lot more.
Yeah, let's go back over to Candace in the Weather Center. Candace, the bulk of the snow landed out to our west.
Yeah, you know, we had quite a bit of snowfall, not necessarily for the immediate area, but you did not have to go that far to our west to actually get several inches of snow. And even up to the north, too, as close to us as Madison, had some pretty significant accumulating snowfall, but places out west of Galena, closer to Dubuque, there were reports anywhere between 6 to 9 inches of snow that came down. And really that heavy band set up across parts of northeast Iowa and then extending into southwest and central Wisconsin. So we were mostly rain mixed in with some snow. Yes, we did have some snow come down, even mixing in with some sleet. The alerts we had for northwest Illinois, the winter weather headlines, that winter storm warning and winter weather advisory, that has actually been allowed to cancel early. We still do have a winter weather advisory for Rock County, and that winter storm warning continues for Greene County in south central Wisconsin. However, I do not anticipate any additional snowfall coming in. We are still going to see that rain snow mix, probably some rain showers or at least some drizzle here the next several hours, and then that'll mix in and transition over to some lighter snow. Most of this should be done by about 10 o'clock here tonight, and then we'll hold on to the mostly cloudy sky through the overnight hours. So as we plan this out here, could get a little slick in some spots. Temperatures right now are above freezing, but look what happens to the numbers going into tomorrow. We are going to see that number drop back, and it does get a little colder there. Notice that 17 out in Galena, of course, that an area that had just to the west a little bit more snowfall. So some slick conditions are possible, but we are going to maintain the wind, so that will help a little bit from things really freezing through the overnight. Warmer temperatures going into the weekend, so a look at that, and then a little more active pattern next week coming up a little later.
All right, Candace, we'll see you in a bit. Thanks.
A long-time vacant grocery store on Broadway in Rockford is getting new life.
Nikel Delgado talked to the new owner about his plans. Nikel, he says he's opening the business in honor of his mother.
That's right, Eric and Mimi. The new owner tells me it wasn't only his dream to be a business owner, but also his mother's dream to run a grocery store of her own. Now, both of their dreams are coming true.
I wanted to get the store really because my mom worked 2 jobs. She worked 16 hours a day.
Rockford native Calvin Holloman says his biggest motivation to open Mama Lisa's Groceries was his mother. He hopes placing it on Broadway in the old IGA will give neighbors a convenient option for fresh food.
Like, they don't have to run all the way down here and run all the way down there. It's just something right here they can get right here. Alderman
Tuffy Quinones agrees. He believes the new addition will brighten up the Broadway corridor.
This will show the community that invest into the Broadway area, that we are expecting more new businesses to come in when this place opens up.
While there are several ethnic food stores in the area, Alderman Quinones says this will cater to everyone.
Like, you got stores around here, they're great, all of them great, but people can't get meats and good fresh produce. That's what makes the food taste good.
Calvin tells me it's going to take some time to get the store ready for business. It's currently under renovation, but they are hoping to have a big grand opening in June.
To know that this store opened and I played a big part of it, and we worked hard at it, and like I say, just to feed the community, like feed the community, take care of the community, and be there for the community.
In the meantime, Mama Lisa's is already working with other local businesses to sell soul food on Sunday. Calvin hopes to show other entrepreneurs that they can also make their dreams come true too. Eric?
Thanks, Nicole. Rockford School District 205 hosts a job fair to find more substitute teachers. The event was at district headquarters. Substitutes, obviously, fill in for teachers when teachers call in sick or take time off. To be a sub, you have to have 60 college credits or an associate's degree. It pays $130 a day. RPS also needs paraprofessionals. Paras help teachers in the classroom. That job pays $13 an hour. Like we reported yesterday, there is a shortage of teachers across Illinois. There's also a shortage of substitutes, which administrators say can affect a student's learning.
It definitely can take its toll on the students. I know that the district at times will have to pull from other departments to help cover a classroom if there is not a substitute available. But we do our best to try to continue to fill the pool with new talent and then work with the talent in the pool currently to entice them to accept some of the last-minute assignments so that the classrooms are not left unattended.
For more information on teaching and substitute teaching in RPS 205, check out this story at mystateline.com.
A Southwest Airlines executive is questioned by lawmakers in D.C. about the meltdown at airports over the holidays.
Coming up, the carrier explains what happened and says a fix is on the way.
Despite that rain and snow we had earlier today, temperatures still made it back into the upper 30s, and our numbers are actually going to stay above that average, at least going into the weekend. We've got a few more days of 40-degree warmth, but could see another drop by the end of next week. I'll have that and our rain chances too coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Lever, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
A top Southwest Airlines executive told Congress change is on the way after the company's holiday meltdown that canceled more than 15,000 flights.
Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor reports on what improvements passengers could see.
Let me be clear. We messed up.
The chief operating officer of Southwest Airlines told senators Thursday his company takes responsibility for the disastrous holiday meltdown that stranded hundreds of thousands of its customers.
Other airlines were able to handle the winter weather, and we were not.
COO Andrew Watterson said Southwest has budgeted $1.3 billion to update its technology. A fix is coming on Friday for the crew scheduling system that contributed to the problem. But Watterson said correcting the root cause of the meltdown, winter operations like de-icing, will take more time.
There's lots of work and lots of expenditures we expect to prevent this from happening again, and that will be the bulk of the effort.
Watterson expects his company to release more information on that project next month, but many pilots in the hearing say Southwest should have addressed these issues years ago.
We've been the whistleblowers on this. We've watched this progress and seen these meltdowns occur.
Captain Casey Murray, the president of the Southwest Airlines Pilots Association, told senators the airline's management didn't listen.
We've gotten very little traction in that regard.
Congress has ideas of its own for the air travel industry, like forming a task force to recommend ways to prevent future outages and regulating prices and fees. But no matter where those bills land, lawmakers agree the Southwest meltdown can't happen again.
Can't really be reimbursed for the time and frustration of being in that unacceptable situation.
In Washington, I'm Jessie Tenor.
Well, it's been a mix of snow and rain in the area today.
Coming up, Candace shows us snow totals across the western part of the state line. She'll also let us know if the mess is over. That's next.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Yeah, to say a big thank you to the students out at Alpine Academy. Meteorologist Joey Marino and I went out earlier today. We talked all things weather. We made, we made tornadoes. We did not make tornadoes. We talked about tornadoes. We talked about how our weather forms, why we get rain and snow and thunderstorms, and of course, weather safety. We even did a couple weather experiments. So thank you so much for having us come out here earlier today. And what a great day to be out talking about the weather, right? With the range of rain and sleet and snow and heavy snow we had across parts of the region. We are still seeing a little drizzle and a couple of lighter rain showers kind of working in from the west. That will mix in with a few flurries from time to time, but not expecting any additional accumulation here as we go through this evening. Temperatures are going to drop slowly here as we go through the overnight. Low pressure continues to move south of Chicago, so that colder air beginning to wrap in on the backside of that. While we didn't get as much snowfall as our neighbors to the north and west did, we got a healthy amount of rainfall, almost an inch of rain here in Rockford. Had that over that actually in Sterling, a ½ an inch in DeKalb, 7/10 of an inch out in Freeport, a little less the further north because those are areas that had more snowfall. In fact, several inches of snow falling in Wisconsin, and then really just over the Mississippi River in Dubuque, quite a bit of snow came down. So we really missed out on the bulk of that, but now the effects on the backside of that low, you see our camera shaking down in Rochelle. It's getting windy out there, and it is going to get colder. Sustained wind from the northwest at 18 miles per hour, but our gusts here this evening coming up close to 30, even 35. So we do maintain that wind here as we go through the overnight. It'll lighten up a little bit, ease up just a bit tomorrow, but it does not go completely calm. So with our temperature in the 20s tomorrow morning, wind chills are going to drop into the low teens. So it is going to be a cold start tomorrow, and we hold on to that wind as we go through the afternoon. 36 right now in Rockford, 35 in Freeport, 34 in Monroe. This actually is not 1 degree. It's supposed to be 1 degree Celsius, which would put us just over that 32-degree mark there in Galena. But you get the picture, those colder temperatures kind of working in. The last hour, our weather watcher Terry here in Genoa, 34 with a westerly wind at 15 miles per hour, gusting to 25, and just over 0.8 of an inch of rainfall coming down. So as I mentioned, that rain snow mix will continue here. No additional accumulation. We should kind of shut things off after about 10 o'clock tonight. We keep that cloud cover around. We may see some clouds tomorrow morning, but with high pressure moving in tomorrow, we'll see a little more sunshine for the afternoon. Actually, weekend looks pretty nice. Winds will turn back around to the southwest going into the weekend, and that'll bring our temperatures back up here as we head into Saturday and Sunday. So 24 degrees, kind of chilly there. Temperatures, wind chills, I should say, down anywhere from 10 to maybe 15 degrees going into tomorrow morning. Temperature for tomorrow up around 31 for the afternoon. Our pattern gets a little more active going into next week. We are dry through the weekend. Same thing for Monday too. There is a cold front, but that cold front kind of sets the stage for a couple storm systems to move along Tuesday, Wednesday night, and then into Thursday. So that, guys, could bring a little more rainfall and maybe even a rain snow mix into next Thursday.
We'll look forward to that. Candace, thank you.
Scott's in next with sports. He'll fill us in on today's NBA trade deadline news and whether the Bulls made any moves.
And Hononegah graduate Jordan King plays a key role in one of the biggest wins in the history of Marquette women's basketball.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
The Bulls have been stuck in mediocrity all season. A trade wasn't the solution, apparently, because the Bulls let the NBA trade deadline pass this afternoon without making any moves. There were reports that they had something possibly brewing with the Knicks that might have sent Zach LaVine there, but nothing happened. DeMar DeRozan could have also been dealt to a contender, and that didn't happen either. So the Bulls remain the Bulls, and they will face the Nets tonight. Fred VanVleet is going to finish out the season with Toronto. He wasn't traded today. The Suns, Lakers, Clippers, and Magic were said to have interest in him, and the Suns and Lakers made other blockbuster trades. So the next few months are clear for VanVleet, but once the season ends, he'll become a free agent. The Bucks got a guy they've been after, veteran forward Jay Crowder. They got him in a multi-team trade. The Bucks gave up 5 second-round draft picks, plus George Hill and Serge Ibaka. Crowder has sat out this entire season in Phoenix, hoping for a trade. The Bucks like him because of his defense and his postseason experience. He's been in the playoffs 9 straight years. The biggest winner on trade deadline day is Phoenix. The Suns got Kevin Durant. They gave up 4 first-round draft picks and 2 players for him. Durant added to his Suns team that already has Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton. Might make the Suns the favorites out west. Jordan King's senior year at Marquette is turning into something special. The best moment so far came last night. The Hononegah graduate scored 18 points, helping Marquette upset 4th-ranked UConn. It's Marquette's first win ever against UConn, and only Marquette's second win ever against a team ranked in the top 5. This season, King is averaging more than 16 points per game. She also leads Marquette in assists. Is former Chicago Bear Devin Hester deserving of being inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame? We're going to find out tonight if he'll make it this year. The Hall of Fame class will be announced during the NFL Honors Show. That'll be shown on the NFL Network. Hester might be the greatest kick returner in NFL history. The Beloit Skycarp will have a new manager this season. He is Billy Gardner Jr. He's the grandson of former Twins manager and major leaguer Billy Gardner. Last season, Gardner Jr. managed Idaho Falls in the Pioneer League. He's managed as high as the AAA level. That's sports. We'll be right back.
You certainly have had a lot of different colors, and they're changing colors also on your radar today.
Yeah, a lot of, not to just one constant precipitation type.
Yeah,
it's been from rain
hopping
to
back
snow.
and forth between blue and green almost constantly.
Yeah, you know, we missed out just on some of the really heavy rainfall. I mean, you didn't have to go that far to the north. Areas just south of Madison picked up quite a bit of snowfall earlier today, and then out to the west actually caused quite a bit of issues out on the roadways there. We had mostly rain come down, did transition over and mix in with some snow showers too, and we'll see a little bit of that as we go through the rest of this evening, but no additional accumulation expected. 31 for tomorrow. Temperatures are going to drop into the 20s tonight, so there could be some icy spots just with a lot of that moisture still on the ground, staying in the 40s early next week.
Thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.